Hello everyone and welcome to my live show. This live situation is so complicated now. They've stopped the easy way of doing it, which is Google Hangouts. So now I've got about 4 or 5 software that I have to deal with. And there's teething problems again with Patreon. So I've got on live on Patreon, and people are not sure how to get onto chat. So what I will do is, I have no idea from your end what you do. I will actually put on to Patreon what, if you can actually add as well your comments on Patreon, how you found it easy to get onto the chat and help others on that community. So next time we don't have people struggling to get onto the chat, and there I am live, and I don't know where the people are and things like that. So we will get this sorted, guys. It's just not easy. It's like you have to pass some kind of A-level paper just to get on live on damn Patreon. Okay. So now I've, in between the time that I picked up on something that's I shouldn't really be talking about here, I don't feel, but I feel Patreon, yeah, okay, but here, I'm not sure. But we will have a look at this, and let's not forget, this is from the tabloids. It's looking in between the lines, and it's and it's a little bit risque, I know. It's looking in between the lines with the intuitive energies, but also it is tabloid news and newspaper. It's in the newspapers all over the UK, is this story, as you can imagine. It's a big scandal, guys, and it's a really reputable paper here, the Times newspaper, and I actually got this today, and I had a flick through because I wonder what the Times have got to say about this. Not far into, it's not on the front pages, but not far into this is this story, and they've got their take on this. Maybe they're a little bit scared of, it's in the centre pages there, and I think Andrew has got his advisors to come public with this, okay. And it's just saying what I've said, really, him being caught on camera and all this kind of thing with this blonde here. I don't know what Fergie thinks about this, because this could have been one of the reasons they got divorced, I'm thinking, I'm sorry about, I'm sorry if you was on another live chat. I don't know about 2 or 3 live chats. I have no idea. About that on Patreon. All I know is that if you download the app onto your phone or onto a tablet, it's really easy to get onto the chat. I have no idea why there's 2 or 3 chats there. I don't know. So maybe if somebody's got some really, who knows how to do this, can just share this on. Listen, let's get back onto the topic. Somebody who's an expert at, because I don't know from this end of getting onto the chat on Patreon, and I know you was there, I saw you were there. Please educate people, put it on the front page there, put your comment there of how you got onto Patreon chats very easily. Some of you got, like Debbie said, Debbie said there, Debbie said, can you go to Patreon and just put on a post there that how you did it, because people are struggling and I don't know how to help you from your end. Yeah, I get here. Yeah, interesting topic, because there's lots of serious kind of YouTubers covering this too. And this title here is a big cover up here of Andy, and witnesses disappear. There's no witnesses. They've got rid of the witnesses. Epstein's been either murdered or he's out of the country or something. It seems like everybody as the witnesses who have anything here, any dirt here, have disappeared. You know, let's have a look, because I'm just really, I am actually just looking at the tabloids here, and this is just the news, what's going on here. In my opinion, you should not use anyone, male, female, children, adults, as kind of slaves to gratify your own kind of perverted needs. I don't think that's right. Okay, let's have a look here. I'll try to not get too, I feel the strong energies coming through and I don't want to get too kind of, you know, what happens is I get like forcefully wanting to tell you about it because I've got so much energy, upset, turmoil, it all comes through. Okay, so Valoria, it doesn't make sense how I don't know how to say that name, Ghislaine Maxwell still hasn't been arrested despite being heavily implicated in victims' testimonies. I don't know why the victims' testimonies are being ignored. I thought this was a justified society in America, in the UK, in Europe. So I have no idea why. It seems like you know, the girl that was supposed, this Virginia, was supposed to have been forced to sleep with Andrew and have sex with Andrew. As it's been thrown out as not true. Whether that's because there's no witnesses. So let's get on to what's happened to the witnesses here. And this is not right, that witnesses should disappear like this. And what's your take on that, guys? Lynn Wynn, that's not true. The FBI went to the Epstein Island and found small bones and skulls in the water down from the temple. I did say there were murders there. So I don't know why you're saying I'm not true there. I have said in other readings that they were sacrifices I picked up on. I don't like reading about things like this, but yeah, so, well, you know, I did pick this up, and I'm sorry if it's buffering, guys. I hope I'm still here. Is it buffering? I've probably been cut off. I've probably been cut off by now. Let me know if can you still hear me okay? Can somebody let me know if you can still hear me? I'm kind of, it's got stuck. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you for letting me know. And you can see me, so I don't know, it's buffering here. Maybe it's just here. So let's go on to this this article, the Daily Mirror. Okay, this is coming out, guys. This is coming out. I think the royal family will be. I picked up yesterday that Andrew will get away with this. But why was he so pally with this Jeffrey Epstein? Okay, let's look at this. This is upsetting, don't you think? This is horrible. And I did pick up there was sacrifice of girls and babies and all that kind of thing. And small bones. It's just horrific. This needs to be investigated. I don't care who they're trying to protect here. Tycoon pedo Jeffrey Epstein's butler dies. Okay, he dies. Now what I'm picking up here is this butler saw everything. Okay, he saw everything, and he did. And let's have a look at the butler. What did the butler see? It's that saying, isn't it? What did the butler see? What did the butler see? I think I don't like to say this, but I get this. It won't. I mean, I haven't got a card that would say rape and things like that. So I get here like jostling. The two of swords, like jostling. I could say that's rape, but boys and girls, not just. Okay, let's not go there. Okay, but I'm just covering that he saw quite a lot. This butler. He saw the dungeons, he saw what went on, he saw all of it. I get all of it. I saw all of it. I saw all of it, and I would have been willing to contest over this. Okay. Just because he was taking care of himself, so he would have sold his story. In fact, he's got a story to tell here. He could make a fortune from this. So Epstein's butler dies, and now his ex-boss's contacts book, which is could be anywhere. I don't know what this contact book is. Let's have a look. Epstein's lawyers are petrified about where the contacts book is, which was in the hands of the ex-butler Alfredo Rodriguez. Right. Does anybody know what that is? The contact book? Is that black book? Okay. A butler who allegedly held details of Prince Andrew's time at the home of Jeffrey Epstein has died. But Alfredo Rodriguez, 60, had his ex-boss's contacts book. And sources say Epstein's lawyers were petrified about where it was and where it will go. Wow. Wow, lots of parties and people that was... Yeah, Mr. Rodriguez called the book the Holy Grail and took it with him as insurance against Epstein. Wow. He was jailed 4 years ago for 18 months and not giving it to prosecutors. He tried to sell it for £33,000 to defence lawyers. Famous people in the book included Bill Clinton, Mick Jagger, Elle Spencer, wow, and Henry Kissinger, though there were no suggestions of wrongdoing by them. Mr. Rodriguez was killed by cancer. Okay, and widow Patricia Dunn of Miami said Alfredo died, and so did many of his secrets. He knew about everyone, including Prince Andrew. After years of service to Epstein, Alfredo fell out with convicted Epstein. But when he left, he took a copy of his boss's black book of his contacts. He kept it secret from prosecutors, who said if they had known about the billionaire, would have received a much longer sentence. Okay. Wow. So there is this there's this black book here. I think we're aware of this black book, aren't we? I mean, how many names are in that black book? So this is who has got that black book? Who has got that black book? So anyway, it's out there, and whoever's got that, it's worth a lot of money at this present time. I get the tabloids and the newspapers are dying to get their hands on that. I think they would. And also, as I looked at these pictures here, this Butler here is the one that's got the secrets, and the secrets are in this book. And if this book ever kind of comes out here, is the connection okay? I hope so, because it is going in and out of keeps going in and out of connection, and I'm sorry about that. Just let me know if it's okay. It's frozen here, so I hope it looks like it, 'cause you've heard about the black book. So let's have a look here what you're saying here about this black book. Yeah, Elle Spencer apparently is in this black book, and yeah, and you know, I don't know Bill Clinton. Yeah, so connection's okay. Thank you, Shanali. So I did pick up this paper today, and I thought, oh my goodness, and how is Andy going to get out of this? Really? I mean, I can't really tell you about that. How that's going to be, because I do feel that he knows. A lot of A-listers know about this Epstein place, obviously, and a lot of the A-listers keep away. I feel for various reasons. I mean, probably it's not there. They don't have to do that to get that high. Taking risks like that. So, but I get lots of A-listers think, God, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to talk about that. Um, I find that disgraceful. So not all kind of A-listers went there. And I'm picking that up too, that a lot of A-listers didn't go. In terms of people like Mick Jagger, well, look at Mick Jagger, he's highly sexual. And, he's got through many wives, and I kind of could imagine that he would be curious about that. I'm trying to find it, I can't find it. But there is, this curiosity, and I think if you're curious about things like that, then does that make the person depraved? I do get that with Mick Jagger, all these girlfriends, God knows what they thought about it. But there is this spread here in the centre of this. And it says financier's suicide, Epstein's suicide, has not put an end to this lawsuit here. Jeffrey Epstein's death a week ago denied his accusers and chance to face him in court, but he and Ghislaine Maxwell, his former associates, are still the subjects of several civil lawsuits. There are 2 confirmed cases against Epstein estate. The first is that of Jennifer Aroz, who sued him under New York's Child Victim Act when it came into effect last Wednesday, and increased the time that alleged victims have been. Her case is also aimed at Ms. Maxwell and 3 members of the Epstein former household. I knew that she's going to get pulled in for this, and she is. I think they're actually looking at her now that Epstein has disappeared. And it is said that there was an announcement that Andrew has actually appalled. He said he's appalled at what happened. Yeah, he's looking outside. Yeah, he's looking outside of the door there. He's looking outside of the door of Epstein's mansion. So please tell me, why is he looking outside of Epstein's mansion? And that's the House of Horrors back then. I don't know. It's all a bit bizarre. Okay. And this goes on. There's been professors there. Alan Dershowitz, I can't say his name. A Harvard law professor is being sued for defamation of by Victoria Roberts, Virginia, who accused him of assaulting her when she was kept by Epstein as a sex slave at the age of 16. Yeah, and that's the one that Andrew was stood next to. And she's also accused Andrew of this too, that she was forced to have sex with him. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. I don't see as Andrew being. I think Andrew knows here. Andrew knows. Okay. Andrew knows about this. This family, this royal family, is absolutely. I would say many of these. I mean, look at Prince Philip, and I don't want to. He liked to have mistresses. So I mean, this family is. I mean, goodness. There's also this here about the FBI held files on claims that Mountbatten was gay, and this is in the Times newspaper, which is published today. The FBI kept notes on claims that Earl Mountbatten of Burma, mentor of the Prince of Wales, was homosexual, had an unhealthy interest in young boys, and was unfit for military leadership. The claim about the war hero and last victory of India, who was assassinated by the IRA in 1979, was uncovered by documents obtained by the author of the new biography of Mountbatten and his wife. So look, even he was married, and yet he was an homosexual. The allegations was made by Elizabeth de la Pure Burford, an American socialite and gossip columnist, whose third husband was Baron Dices, and who claimed to have been close to a number of the royal family. So we've got this Mountbatten who was quite fond of young boys, which is strange that this is all kind of coming, unearthing here with the royal family. Goodness me, oh gosh. And the FBI recorded two further claims in 1957 and 1968 that Mountbatten had homosexual relationships. Rumours about Mountbatten's sexuality have circulated for decades. He himself reportedly said, "Edwina and I spent all our married life getting into other people's beds." You see, they don't get married for love, they get married for contractual purposes. In his authorised A Life of Mountbatten, published in 1985, Philip Ziegler wrote, "To suggest that such a man was actively homosexual seems to be flying not merely in the face of the evidence, but also of everything we understand about his character." In the new biography, The Mountbattens, The Lives and Loves Andrew. Oh gosh, are they homosexual? Okay, oh gosh. This runs through that family, guys. It runs through that family. And we get here, he spoke to Ron Perks, Mountbatten's driver on Malta in 1948, who said that the Earl had asked him to show him the location of a male brothel. Okay, it's a different world. It's a different world, guys. Anyway, there is this black book, and I think you've probably read about this already in America, about this black book, but it's just kind of coming out in the newspapers. With Daily Mail has spoke about this. This butler allegedly died of cancer. Here, Alexander Blackcat. He was called Mountbatten. Mountbatten. Oh my. Oh my. Just terrible. It's just awful what's coming out, and I don't really like to anyway, this witnesses, I feel as well, I read about this other witnesses that have disappeared. This black book has disappeared, which is evidence, and Epstein is either murdered or is disappeared. Okay. Lord of Mercy, Lord of Mount Bottom. That says it all, guys, doesn't it? Do you know, I'm not even going to do a reading on that because this is disgusting. And I don't know, somebody said that they found human remains as well in this. Yeah, gosh, it's no wonder people are fascinated by the royal family. That's all I can say. Well, I think it's kind of well known that aristocratic, upper class people, they don't get married for love. And I even feel that Mountbatten said that to Prince Charles. I mean, didn't Mountbatten help to bring, he was like his father. I mean, was there a homosexual relationship there? Who knows? You know, he kind of brought him up and suggested he got married to Princess Diana just to get married and you know, just and have affairs, you know, have affairs behind. And Mountbatten was you know, was the uncle of Prince Philip. So, oh my goodness. And this, you know, this is where this poison runs through families like this. You know, it's shocking, isn't it? Mountbatten. That, do you know? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. Yeah, do you know what? The rich people, I actually went to, where I am at the moment, it's pretty kind of upper kind of middle class. I went to the local garage today and there was somebody in there who never even looked at me. I mean, they must know that you're just a normal person. They just know that you are a real person, so they don't even give you acknowledgement. Oh, that person's a real person. I won't even acknowledge that. But they live on a different planet. They live on a different planet. Hi everyone, and okay, so thank you for joining us. What a horrible kind of thing to talk about. Yeah, that's absolutely. You learn about Mountbattens, okay. Yeah, you know, a month ago when we were talking about Meghan, I mean, we knew that she was a yacht girl maybe 2 months ago. There's all this going on, and now this just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And what I pick up here that Andrew will get away with this, but although I feel that he does know things, but you know, he's protected by very powerful people, which is wrong. I don't feel any of the royal family would get convicted. No, not at all. That they will be very protected. There's no way that the royal family would be convicted. I mean, where would they go? Won't go to prison, you know. So it's a bit of an odd thing. Okay, good night, Julie. So what I'm going to finish off with, guys, which is a bit uncomfortable talking about that. But anyway, there is this black book. There is witnesses that have disappeared, apparently. And there's all these questions need answering, and there are these victims that are being ignored. Actually, I'll leave the daily read because I don't like the energies that I'm going to pass on from this onto the daily read. So, what I want you to do is, if you are on Patreon, somebody who knows how to get onto chat, please put a comment there on Patreon to educate others how to do this. Okay, what's the easiest way to get onto chat on Patreon? Because I was there today, I was there live, and I saw people watching, but I didn't see many people commenting, and I guessed, I kind of figured it out that people are having problems knowing what to do. So anybody who knows about that, please educate each other on Patreon. That would help to get the community together and get the live shows going, okay, which I want to do, as soon as possible. Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, I did a reading on that. I don't get that Epstein is dead. I did a reading. I did that on Patreon, I think, didn't I? I did one on Patreon that looked into that in detail. Yeah, so I was going to do a daily read, but because we're talking about this subject, I don't want to go there, okay. But it is important to cover this. It's all in the newspapers here, and every newspaper is, and this needs to be investigated. It's not fair that these girls are getting ignored. And Prince Andrew knows. He knows he slept with that girl. But that's what I pick up here. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you guys for being here. I've been on 40 minutes, can you believe that? So I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. I came on here because I couldn't get you all to come on Patreon, and people were struggling to get on that. So make sure that you educate yourself how to get on there live. I think it's basically getting an app, download an app, and I think it's dead easy then to, when I come on live, to actually link on to the chat. So sending you guys lots of love, lots of blessings. Love all of you. Yeah, Crescinda is got engaged, doesn't she? I read about that. Crescinda has got engaged. Okay. Yeah, I think I want you to get. I don't want you to leave Patreon, of course. So I want you to make sure. I'm going to do lots of uncut readings. I'm going to do another uncut reading about this tomorrow on Patreon. Okay, to look at this further. So look out for that tomorrow, an uncut reading on Patreon. But if you want to get on live, the next time I come on live, I want us all to be there, okay? Because, that's why you join Patreon, because of the community and all of these things. So sending you guys lots of love. Look out for the Patreon, become a patron, and my uncut reading tomorrow, okay? So sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, and all of this has changed. I don't know how to switch this off anymore, which is ridiculous. So I guess I switch it off like this. So